Hey, my name's Mark Harper, and I'm talking about our brand new Superchurch 2.0 curriculum on leadership. You know, there's leadership gifts in your kids, in my kids. The Bible says, a little child shall lead them. And I think we spend way too much time on teaching our kids to be followers and not enough time on teaching them how to think for themselves and to be leaders. And if all we do is teach our kids to obey us, which is important, and to follow us, they won't know how to think for themselves and they won't be influencers. And we want our kids to be leaders. We want them to be influencers. And so that's what this is teaching on. And you know, I've noticed this. The kids that become leaders in my children's church stay in church. The kids that get involved in ministries, whether it's the AV team or the worship team or the drama team, the kids that become leaders stay in church for their entire lives. And I've seen kids, there's out of 35 kids that were on my puppet team back in the 80s, 11 of them are in full-time ministry today. And so if we teach our kids to be leaders, they will be leaders. Now, one of my favorite object lessons that comes out of this curriculum on leadership is the starfish object lesson. You know, hundreds of years ago in the 1700s, the New England oyster fishermen didn't like starfish. And the reason they didn't is that starfish also fished for oysters. So what they would do if they caught a starfish in the net was they would take that starfish, they'd cut it in half with a knife, and they'd throw it back in the ocean. They'd come out next summer and there were more starfish. And they didn't understand what was going on. It took them several summers to figure it out. But there's an interesting thing about the starfish, and that is this. If you cut off the leg of a starfish, there's a regeneration process where it grows a new leg. If you take a starfish and you cut it in half, you've actually created two starfish. So the New England fishermen thought they were hurting the starfish, and actually they were helping the starfish. They were creating more starfish. And one of the leadership principles is the law of sacrifice. You have to give things up if you want to go up. The law of sacrifice is giving things up that are lesser important to gain things that are more important. So let's challenge our kids to be leaders. What does that mean? That means they might have to give God some of their time or give some of their time to other people. So maybe that's less time watching TV, less time playing video games to A, improve themselves, and B, give time to God and to other people.